A soft wind blew through the tall grass as the moon cast a silver glow over a small village near the jungle. In the quiet night, an injured cheetah limped toward a farmhouse, its golden fur stained with blood. Bruno, a loyal farm dog, heard the rustling and growled, his ears perking up. He cautiously approached the injured cheetah, but sensed fear and pain in its eyes, choosing to sit beside it instead. The farmer stepped outside in the morning and was startled to see the wild animal next to Bruno. He hesitated at first, but noticed the deep wounds on the cheetah's body and decided to help, instead of chasing it away. Over the next few days, the farmer carefully treated the cheetah's wounds. Bruno watched protectively, ensuring no harm came to his new companion, while Zorro, the cheetah, observed everything in silence. As Zorro regained strength, he watched Bruno chase birds and bark at cows. Curious, he tried to mimic him, failing hilariously but growing more comfortable with his surroundings. The bond between them deepened as they played together, ate together, and even slept beside each other. Bruno taught Zorro the ways of farm life, and Zorro learned to trust humans. One afternoon, villagers spotted Zorro near the farm, and fear spread quickly. They whispered among themselves, convinced that the wild predator posed a danger to their homes and livestock. Armed with sticks, they approached the farmhouse, demanding that the farmer send the cheetah back to the jungle. The tension in the air was thick as Bruno stood protectively in front of Zorro, barking fiercely. The villagers hesitated at the sight of the dog defending the cheetah. Zorro, instead of reacting aggressively, gently nudged Bruno as if to reassure him, creating confusion among the onlookers. The farmer stepped forward and raised his hands, trying to calm the fearful crowd. "I know you are scared, but this cheetah is not a threat," he said, his voice steady. Doubt lingered in the villagers' eyes as they exchanged uncertain glances. Just then, a young boy tripped and fell nearby, crying out in pain as everyone gasped. Instead of running away or acting wildly, Zorro calmly approached the child. The villagers held their breath, expecting the worst, but Zorro simply nudged the boy up with his nose. The crowd watched in stunned silence, seeing the predator behave with unexpected gentleness. The old woman in the group finally spoke. "Maybe he is not so dangerous after all." From that day on, Zorro was no longer feared but accepted as part of the village. Though he still roamed the jungle, he always returned to the farm to be with Bruno, his truest friend. As the sun set, Bruno and Zorro sat side by side, watching the horizon. The farmer smiled at them, whispering, "Sometimes the most unexpected friendships teach us the greatest lessons." Word of their unique bond spread to neighboring villages, drawing visitors who wanted to witness their remarkable friendship. Some arrived with doubt, but left with admiration. Despite their differences, Zorro and Bruno proved that true friendship knows no boundaries. Whether wild or tame, love and loyalty can unite even the most unlikely of souls. The villagers no longer looked at Zorro with fear, but with warmth and acceptance. He became a symbol of trust, teaching them that kindness can transform even the most unlikely of relationships. As months passed, Zorro adapted more to life with humans while never forgetting his wild instincts. He became a bridge between the jungle and the village, a living testament to coexistence. The once feared predator had become a protector, watching over the farm with Bruno. Together, they stood guard, their bond unbreakable despite coming from different worlds. Zorro would occasionally disappear into the jungle for days, but always found his way back. His return was always greeted by Bruno's wagging tail and excited barks. The farmer often observed their interactions, fascinated by their unspoken language. It was as if they understood each other beyond words, bound by a deep sense of loyalty. The changing seasons did little to alter their bond. Whether in the sweltering summer or the harsh winter, they remained inseparable, always standing by each other's side. One night, a group of poachers entered the village, searching for exotic animals. They had heard about the tame cheetah and saw it as a golden opportunity to capture him. Bruno sensed danger before anyone else and barked loudly, waking the farmer. Zorro, too, grew alert, his eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of an intruder. As the poachers moved closer, Zorro and Bruno stood their ground. The fearless duo faced the threat together, their protective instincts kicking in. When one of the poachers tried to throw a net over Zorro, Bruno lunged at him, biting his arm. Zorro followed, using his speed to confuse and intimidate the attackers. The commotion woke the villagers, who rushed out with torches and tools. Seeing the resistance, the poachers panicked and fled, their plan foiled by the very animals they sought to capture. Zorro and Bruno emerged victorious, their bond stronger than ever. The villagers cheered for them, realizing that the cheetah had become more than just a guest. He was family. After that night, no one in the village ever questioned Zorro's place there again. He was no longer just a wild animal. He was a guardian, a friend, and a legend in his own right. Years passed, and their friendship remained unchanged. They had become symbols of loyalty and trust, proving that even the wildest hearts could find love in the most unexpected places. Zorro's strength and agility made him a legend in the village. People spoke of him as a protector who had once been feared but now loved by all. Bruno, despite being smaller and slower, was the leader in their duo. He guided Zorro and showed him how to live among humans without fear. The villagers built a small shelter near the farmhouse just for Zorro. He had a safe place to rest after his jungle adventures, a home outside his natural habitat. Children began playing near him without fear. They would throw balls, and sometimes Zorro would nudge them playfully, making everyone laugh. One winter, heavy snowfall trapped many animals in the jungle. Zorro used his strength to help clear paths, leading smaller creatures to safety. The villagers recognized Zorro's loyalty and carved a wooden statue of him and Bruno together. It stood in the village center, a tribute to their unbreakable bond. The farmer often told visitors, "Friendship isn't about where you come from, but about who stands by your side." His words echoed in the hearts of many. As time passed, Zorro grew older, but his bond with Bruno never weakened. Even as his steps slowed, Bruno was always there, guiding him back home. In the end, Zorro was more than just a cheetah. He was a lesson in love, loyalty, and friendship, proving that even the wildest hearts can find a home.